hi everyone. Okay, before we officially start the main sharing session, I would like to just go through the whole agenda of this whole entire Tauke Talk session with all of you so you know what to expect. So first of all, I'll just give you a friendly reminder of the guidelines once again, and then we'll move on to the introduction where we will know a little bit about the business LushPins and who Fatini is. And then in the sharing session, we will be learning more about Fatini's entrepreneurship journey. And in the Q&A session, that's where we'll be answering your pre-submitted question and any question you might have of Fatini along the way. And also in our closing, we will be announcing our next Tauke Talk session and also sharing a bit about our ongoing flagship program called RYSE Online 2021. Okay, so now before we move on, I'll just remind you about the guidelines. So please make sure you turn off your camera and also mute your volume throughout the whole entire session. And if you have any question that you'd like to bring up or like to ask Fatini, please do leave them in the chat. And also if you're chatting in the chat box, make sure you use respectful language. My name is Cindy and I'll be your host today. So welcome to Tauke Talks, a series of sharing session where we actually invite Taukes from small business to come and share a little bit about their motivation behind why they started the business and also the story behind their entrepreneurship journey. This sharing session is actually brought to you by RYSE, a Malaysian research and social outreach project that actually empowers youth through entrepreneurship. And RYSE is supported by Citi Foundation. And then we here believe that actually entrepreneurship is not only for big companies or like big startup companies that we know out there, but it's also related to small but mighty businesses such as LushPins. And RYSE aims to showcase all these stories of small local businesses that are actually still persevering and still chasing their dreams despite the circumstances. So I'm happy to welcome our guest of the day, Fatini from LushPins. Hi! Hi, Fatini.
Hi.
So we're very honored to have you here today. Yeah.
And I'm very honored to be a guest speaker for Tauke Talk. It's really interesting and cool to see the things that you guys are doing, and so happy to be part of it.
Thank you so much. So I understand that for those who don't know about LushPin or don't know who you are as a person, could you just briefly tell us about, what LushPin is all about, how they can find out more about your business, what do you sell, how do they purchase your product? Yeah, can you share a bit about that?
Okay, so LushPins is a jewelry business that provides pin rings, which is an accessory that combines pin and earrings for the fashionistas in the Muslim community. We curate and hand assemble each piece with love and great care to detail. And we hope that this accessory line can help create a seamless bond within the Muslim as well as the fashion industry. And we hope that it can help empower women to tell them that you don't need to neglect your beliefs in order to enjoy fashion. So recently, last month, we launched our second collection that has a variety of designs in terms of shapes and colors that is perfect for you to purchase for your loved ones or for yourself, because we also offer complimentary messages that you can include with your order, and you can purchase them through our Shopee account that you can get to on our Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. That is all same name, LushPins. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So if you guys are interested in purchasing one of Fatini's or LushPins' pin rings, you can find out more about their business via their Facebook or their Instagram at LushPins. Yeah, so please go and check them out. If you're purchasing it for yourself or your friends or family, please go and check them out. Right now, we learn a little bit about what your business is about, Fatini. Could you share like what inspired you to start your own business? Maybe you can share a bit about your background, how it affects you, or who is the person who actually pushed you to start your business? Yeah.
So I never really imagined myself to be a business owner or an entrepreneur because I didn't come from a background or family that does business. Maybe distant relatives, but not my own family. But I do enjoy anything related to the arts or anything in that spectrum. So like that includes fashion as well. But I wasn't very like experimented experimentative or like confident when it comes to fashion. That like I wasn't very confident, but when after I graduated, we had to prepare our garment for our graduation ceremony. But my lecturer kept on reminding us that we need to be, you can accessorize, but you still need to be prim and proper, be minimal, and yeah. So during that, like we had a month or like two to prepare for the graduation. So that was when I was like, okay, I want to dress up, but I don't want to be like over. So
Yeah.
I wanted to wear earrings, but I couldn't do it without having my ears or my hair like peeked out. You know, sometimes 'cause you have to be. I feel like you have to be certain kind of flawlessness can do it. Some Instagrammers I know they can do it, but I don't know how. I too last sangat good. So like it was keep on peeking out. So anyway, I experimented and I unintentionally made pin rings, and so I wore it for my graduation and had a lot of people like asking me, "Oh, how do you wear it? You look so kemas." And after that, I enjoyed wearing it, you know, because it was comfortable, but I still felt like, ooh, I'm accessorizing, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so from there, I just started making paintings for myself and my sisters to enjoy. But when I kept on meeting people, they kept on asking me, like, how, like, are you going to sell this? Can I buy one from you? And that, after a year, I think, a year and a half, was when I really started thinking, oh, maybe I should turn this into a business. And all I did was I just asked my parents, like, Ibu, Aya, should I do it? And they just like, yeah, go ahead. And yeah, I went on the internet and did some research, and that's how LushPin began. Yeah.
Okay. Right. So how did you actually got into like crafting it? Was it like, did you have a background in arts and craft? That's why you learned to experiment, or is it just a passion that you had on the side?
Oh yes, okay. So I do have a lot of passion related to like arts. I used to make my own jewellery, whether that is bracelets and necklaces. I used to make them for myself and for my friends. And I also enjoy, like I said, anything related to the art. So like painting, digital art. I even tried sewing, journaling. So anything related to making things by myself. And I
Right.
like being able to personalize things. So that helped me make paintings. So it first started when I saw my friend. She wore two long dangly brooches on her hijab. So yeah, she bought two matching brooches and she would wear it. But she was so like, you know, some people they have their way with fashion. She looked okay with it. When I tried it, it looked so bulky and it looked funny. So I tried using the brooch but with different dangly parts, and then it didn't work. It kept on breaking. And then I was like, okay, instead of those brooches, why not I just use straight pins? And instead of those dangly ornaments from brooches, why not I just use my own earrings? And that's how I started with the pin rings. It just happened.
It's like accidental.
Yeah,
True.
accidental.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Right. So now we learn a bit more about your business, and I know that when you start a business, everything don't go as smooth as you or want
Yeah.
it to go sometimes. Could you share a little bit about what were the challenges that you faced when you first started, and how did you actually overcome that?
Okay, a lot of the challenges that I experienced when I first started LushPins was like not physical challenges, but more like mental challenges because you are starting your own brand, so you have to prepare yourself mentally. There was a lot of, I dealt with a lot of doubts with myself whether I could even sell this. Is there anybody gonna buy it? Does it sound too pretentious, or is it too like ridiculous to sell earrings for someone who don't? But thankfully, I have a loving family that always supports my ideas and like always encourages me to do my best, and that really helped. So yeah, learning how to deal with the mental challenges because working, doing your own, starting your own business, you are your own boss. And when people hear that, oh, you are your own boss, that's going to be so much fun. You have nobody to
Right.
boss you around, but you
Mm.
have to think about, you have to balance between getting work done, but also not being
Mm.
harsh on yourself. So you have to learn about budgeting your money, um,
Mm.
managing time, being disciplined.
Right.
Because if you go to a normal job, there's a work a set time for
Mm.
9 to 5 job, so you know when to rest. But if you work by yourself, most probably you're gonna do overtime, and in the
Mm.
beginning you might not have a lot of results. So that's you're not gonna have like instant result with work. You might not have income for the first few months, maybe for some companies the
Mm.
first year. So that is a challenge that I think many people might not like think about when starting their first business, their own business.
Mm. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Did you face, because you talk about, because I think penguins is something that is different, right? So like not
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are doing it. Like how did you actually come out with that process? Like how did you know, okay, I could create a pin ring this way? Was it any difficulty when you were trying to create your product?
Yeah, I was thinking like, okay, maybe I have competitors to do it, but uh, competitors that can sell the same thing as me, or people are just gonna buy normal earrings instead of this pin. So
Mm.
I decided to market it a certain way, really. Uh, for example, like with pictures, I can't just show the earrings because they will look like normal earrings. I have to show myself wearing them,
Mm.
and I have to show how they look like with the tudung, because normal tudung would not look. I mean, like a certain
Mm.
earrings design, they don't sit properly. So I think that was one way that helped me, because after I took the photos, I look, okay, this looks professional. So maybe I
Mm.
become motivated to do it. So yeah, small steps within my business help me be motivated to continue do it. Also because of my friends and family were supportive, that helped me with
Mm.
the challenges. But did I answer your questions?
I asked a bit more of like the production side. Like, how
Oh,
did you actually create your product? Did you watch YouTube videos about it? Like, just walk us through the process of how you create a pin ring.
no, really, because I just, like I said, I made the pinrings was like before I started my business, I did it for myself just for fun for like a year, and it's just very
Mm.
simple, so there's not much to it. Like anybody else could do it as well.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's more about to the regarding to the experimentation on the design, because like I said, not all earrings
Mm.
look okay on the hijab. Sometimes it can look a bit
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. So how did you actually find it hard to get inspiration for your design? Like.
Um, I honestly, I put myself first when it comes to the design. Well, at the beginning,
Mm.
like, oh, what would I like to wear? Oh, I would like that kind of earrings because I don't have that
Right,
kind of design
right.
yet. So that's how I first design or like curate the collection. But
Mm.
after time, now for our second collection, like I did, sometimes I would do polls on my Instagram asking my customers what kind of designs they would like. Like, would they prefer
Mm.
gold or silver, tassels or pom poms, things like that. And that kind of helped me
Mm.
when I want to make to curate the new collection. Other
Mm.
than that, I also have customers personally telling me like, oh, do you have this? I would like more shorter designs, like that
Mm.
is more perfect for someone who likes minimal accessories. Or some people would show me and send me pictures of ear designs that they would like.
Oh,
They
wow.
Yeah, they were like, would you think consider of selling these kinds of designs in the future? And that
Mm-mm.
also helps me with deciding what kinds of designs I want to release.
Mm.
But at the
So,
beginning, it was just mostly like, oh, what do I want? And
oh,
then later
okay,
on,
okay.
I was like, okay, I have to listen to my customers.
Mm-mm-mm. Because you yourself is the target audience, right? The people
Yeah,
around your age is the target audience. Yeah,
yeah.
okay, great.
Mhm.
Then we could really see that like the growth in terms of how you do target marketing, and also
Mhm.
like how you actually, it's like creating a piece is not only about the owner, but also like what the community wants,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Nice. All right. So now we've understand a bit about the struggles that you faced when you first started. How about now let's us move on to the challenges your business actually faced during the pandemic, and like how did you actually adapt throughout the pandemic?
Okay, so before the pandemic began, my business was not really, it wasn't really going that well anyways. That was when I took my break. And also, my business was entirely done online. So when the pandemic happened, not much change really affected my business because I could still communicate to my customers like online on social medias. I could still deliver them their packages without worrying about social distancing.
Right.
The only thing that I notice and experiencing now because of the pandemic is the international, well, not maybe just international, but shipping costs, especially
Right.
they have spiked so much. In some cases, they have doubled or tripled, and my challenge for that is to do research and find alternative shipping options for my customers. And it's quite tricky because in certain couriers, it's cheaper for this country, but then in certain couriers, it's the country that is expensive for this courier is cheaper here. So like I have to like take note of each courier. It's quite tricky. But yeah. And explaining that to my customer like, oh, it costs 300 ringgit to ship to you, but the product only costs 40 ringgit, and you're like, oh, okay. So I think when I like have that conversation with my customers, I just try to be as transparent as I could, explain to them as best as I could because of the pandemic and things like that. And Alhamdulillah, so far they have been very, very understanding and kind and like very they received it very well. They're like, okay, it's okay, I'll wait for it, or I'll ask my friends so we can purchase it together and then split the cost of the shipping. I think
Also,
when
you ship.
yeah.
So you ship internationally also.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So did you? Because I was looking through your social media, right? Did the collaboration? Because I realized that you had collaboration with different people, right? Did it happen during the pandemic as well?
Yeah.
Or was it like?
So the collaboration, when my first TikTok, people started talking about LushPins, there were a lot of companies and individuals that DM'd me to collaborate. And I felt bad, like there were so many, and I felt bad, like just, okay, maybe and I replied to them like, okay, maybe one day when we have an idea, we can collaborate. But when I replied to them, almost all of them didn't have like an idea much, and they just wanted to do a collaboration. But I felt bad leaving them hanging because they're also like encouraging me and then giving me love and support. So I was like, okay, why not we just kill two birds with one stone? I'll ask as many companies and the people that DM me to collaborate, and then we can just do a massive giveaway. So that way, so I don't have to do individual. So that way I can tell them, okay, we collaborated. So, and it was also like the time was just nicely perfect. It was perfect because I was releasing my second collection. So it was also like a marketing technique there as well. So yeah, that was very tricky, the collaboration.
It was a good problem to have though, and it's in a business, right?
Yeah. I learned a lot from it though.
I think how you handled it was quite interesting, like doing a massive giveaway just to kill, like, to please all the brands.
Yeah, I didn't know I could do it, but Alhamdulillah, all the brands, they were so kind and very like when I tell them, okay, this is what we have to do, they all like obeyed. Like they were all okay with it. Yeah, agreed.
Okay. Was there like a process you went through as a business owner when you go through collaboration? Did you actually like or make sure, let's say like some business that prefer collaborating with brands that have the same mission or vision? Like, did you have that same process as well?
Yeah, okay. So when I approach the companies, I always ask them like, I always try to think if their like image would fit my brand. Like if they sell, because you have to look, you don't want to be, you don't want it to juxtapose so much. And by communicating with them, I could also learn that if there are a good fit in terms of communication, because I think communicating and the actual relationship between the companies do help with the collaboration process and can really determine whether it's going to be successful or not. Other than that, just communicating and making sure that everybody is on the same page and understanding what progress we're going through, whether it's collecting the products or shooting the products, come to market, the giveaway, things like that.
So you see the collaboration in different levels before you actually commit to it lah.
Yeah. Oh, and also like I try not to think so much, because some people, some brands, they only want to collaborate with other well-known brands, but I kind of didn't want to do that because I started from a very small company before the entire thing blew up, and it blew up because other people shared, not so much from my part. I just made a video in my living room. So I didn't want to be picky with the companies that I chose, as long as they have a product that they know they like they're passionate about. I'm okay with that. So it doesn't matter like how big or small your company is. I still reply to their messages and ask them if they wanted to join the collaboration, because through this collaboration they could we can share our customers. So I'm helping them as well, hopefully. So it's literally like giving back to the community that helped.
Yeah. So it's like a win-win thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you talked about TikTok a little bit earlier, right? So how did that whole journey begin? Can you like why made you like, okay, like how about I share my business on TikTok? You know, because it's something that I've never heard of people sharing on TikTok. So can you share a bit about that process?
Okay, so I've been on TikTok for a while, and I was like, I was those people like, no, I'm too cool for TikTok. I'm not gonna post anything on here.
Yeah.
But then you discover that there's a lot of communities in TikTok, and one of them is a small business community, and there was a lot of local brands that, well, one in particular, she sells scrunchies, and she would do behind the scenes of the struggles that she went through in order to promote her business, and that really inspired me. And I even showed it to my friends, like, oh my god, look at, she's just shooting pictures with her phone and stuff, but there's so much like support, like encouraging her to continue do it. And from that I got the idea, okay, she went through the same struggle that I went through, so maybe if we all continue to share our stories, other people will understand how enduring the struggles that we went through as small business owners, you know, and how that can inspire people. So yeah, that's the idea of sharing my business. I've always wanted to do that after I saw those kinds of after I discovered the community in TikTok. But then I never really made it. I just recorded videos, little snippets here and there, but I never really made it until one day. After my semester, I had like 1 week break. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use this time and just post anything. But I did. So I did like bad makeup TikTok with my cat, like just anything. And then the song that I used was trending. It was about like, it wasn't really about work, but it was about being a go-getter. And I was like, okay, this song is catchy, it's trendy, it kind of fits the business storytelling, so I used that. And yeah, people just, I don't know, I guess it hits all the like algorithm requirements for TikTok, I guess. And also because people said the story was like inspiring, so that's why I'm sharing.
So it wasn't meant to like blow up your
I
whole
just
thing,
did
right?
stuff more like I
Yeah.
just did it for fun because I posted, like I said, I posted for the entire week. I posted nonsense videos, just whatever that I could do,
Mm-mm.
and then that would get like 100 views. One of the video got like 1,000 views, and that was like, oh, 1,000 views. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I did the video, edited it, and posted it at 3 a.m. in the morning, and I just fell asleep. The next morning, my friend told me, she's like, "You're viral." I'm like, "What? It got more than 1,000 views?" That's what I was imagining, just 1,000 views. And then when I looked at it, it was like 30K, and then it kept on growing and getting more messages and followers on Instagram. And yeah, it was crazy. Very unexpected, but I'm very grateful for it.
So accidental
Yeah,
wins for
very
you.
accidental.
Right. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of business could also learn. It's like more like using social media is very powerful. I think that's something that you have managed to master
Yeah,
as a young entrepreneur, right?
yeah.
Right. So with like because we talk about a bit about the pandemic, right? And then it
Mm-hmm.
seems like the pandemic is still present. So with the uncertainty that is caused by the pandemic, how are you planning to actually help your business grow or maintain?
Okay, I think one of the most important things that you can do right now as a pandemic is try to be as present as you can on your whatever social media platforms you use, and be
Mm,
you have to do research and understand what your customer behavior. So like what time are they on the social medias and what kind of
mm,
platforms they
mm,
use. So maybe for some companies it's more engaging for the customers if you contact them through WhatsApp messages. If your target
mm,
market is more middle-aged people, then maybe it's better to post and really focus on Facebook
mm,
ads. But if it's younger people, maybe on Instagram and TikTok, things like that. So
mm, mm,
understanding what kind of social platforms they use, and really like market and be consistent as much as you can.
mm. So
I
that's
think that's
how so
people
that's your
can,
approach.
yeah,
Mm, right. That's interesting to hear about you using marketing. I think that's one of the perks of being very young. Is
yeah.
that you understand how social media works. Right. So now we've learned about your struggles, you learned about where you've come from, and you started your business a few years back, right? Right. So now can you like just share a little bit about what is your business proudest achievement to date?
There are a few things that I'm very like grateful for. For example, like
Mm,
being covered by the news or being in
mm,
talks like this. I'm very like
mm,
it's a big milestone for me.
mm, mm,
Um, but I think one of the most proudest things that I've done is probably the giveaway because I
mm,
saw how much effort I was putting into that. Like, I it was so crazy and hectic, but Alhamdulillah,
mm,
I managed to pull it off and
mm,
see
mm,
how the entire thing progressed. I thought it was gonna be a bit like overwhelming, but people were very
mm,
happy to
mm,
see it, and then it also created like a wholesome community within the comment section because people were sharing why they
mm,
love
mm,
about small supporting small businesses and individuals and things like that. That was really rewarding for me up until the winners receiving their products as well. Like
mm,
I
mm,
was very, yeah. I think the entire giveaway was one of the achievements I think I would never imagine myself doing because there
mm,
was a lot of work
mm,
going into that. It was
mm,
crazy.
mm, mm. So it was more of like a personal, like an entrepreneur. You
Yeah,
realized that you could do all this, is it?
yeah. Because we
Mm,
did it within a short amount of time with a lot of people that I had to like make sure are okay, but at the same time there was very little
mm,
manpower and short amount of
right.
time. Oh,
Mm.
it was
And
scary.
like, yeah, understand. Yeah, yeah. Because you're the only one running your business, right? You're
Yeah,
doing
but
all the
mhm.
production.
But my
Mm,
mom do help me sometimes with packaging and like
mm, mm,
advising
mm.
me to do what prioritizing stuff. So yeah.
Mm. Right. So now we've known about that. We can now move on to asking what would you say, or whom would you say is the entrepreneur that actually inspire you?
Okay, I know this sounds a bit typical or like
Mm-mm.
obvious, but I think many people can agree that they are inspired by Nilofa. I know
Mm.
that she comes from a very well-known like background of business people. I mean,
Mm-mm.
she has a lot of experience in that. Um,
Right.
but I am more inspired by her recent like journey, which is after she started wearing the niqab. She
Mm-mm.
mentioned her concern, like she shared her concerns about maybe people might
Mm-mm.
not want to buy my products anymore because I'm like more reserved or things like that, or
Mm.
brands will not want to collaborate with her as much because the niqab may be a bit like what do you say, like controversial.
Mm-mm.
But she also explained that, you know, all of the successes that we get, no matter how
Mm.
much work we put in, it's not entirely up to us. Like Allah yang
Right.
bagikan. So no matter if our intentions are right, um,
Mm.
inshallah it will happen. And when time comes, and her story, like
Mm.
her explaining her struggles with that and accepting that it's okay, whatever's gonna happen is
Mm.
entirely up to him. That reminds me of my first struggle when I started Lashmi, because I started with very minimal like resources. I
Mm.
had no like software, like big softwares to use to create my branding. I had no connection within the business world, but I just used whatever I could and put all my hard work into it. But uh, I, even after launch, there wasn't much like the sale. Like I said, the result was not there. But suddenly now in 2020, tiba-tiba dapat. So like it just shows you how like everything has its own timing, and you even if you put your hard work into,
Mm.
you cannot like ensure that the result will happen because of you did it. Like, you know, you have
Mm.
to
Mm.
like I said, like a slogan that I always use is you have to dream, you have to doa, and then you do, and then you have to like tawakal anything that
Mm.
happens.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So it's right. So Nilofa, in a sense, inspire you because of what she believes in as an entrepreneur. That's why you choose her as your inspiration.
yeah,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people also look up to her because
yeah.
she's one of the most successful entrepreneurs in
Mm.
Malaysia. All right. So now we've moved on to the final question I have for you, and then we can go on to answering everybody else's question. Do you think, being a young entrepreneur yourself, do you think young people should start their own business, and why?
I think if you have an idea and if there is a demand or
Mm.
like a like a space in the market that people have not obtained yet, you should definitely start your own business because,
Mm.
in my opinion, even if your business might not turn out as successful as you expect, or in some cases it might fail, you will still learn a lot and gain a lot of
Mm.
experience from it. And it's something that I don't think you can easily get from other people. You have to experience it yourself. So
Mm.
yeah, it's like a bittersweet how do you say, like um challenge that you can take for yourself if you want to start your own business. However,
Mm.
you do have to do research in terms of not just like, oh, okay, where do I get my supplies, or uh, what kind of marketing should I do? But you also need to do research about how to be your own business, boss lah. Like I
Mm.
said,
Mm.
learn about disciplining yourself,
Mm. Mm.
managing your time and things like that, to prepare if you want to start a business. But definitely, if you have an idea and you have that entrepreneur drive, do it.
Mm. Mm. Right. So everybody, you heard that. If you have that drive, you should consider starting your own business.
Mhm,
So thank you so much, Fatini, for answering my questions.
mhm.
Now we will move on to a Q&A session where we'll be answering all the audience's question. So the first question that we have here is, how do you keep yourself motivated when you feel demotivated or restless?
I think if you have those days where you are not very motivated,
Mm,
is to take some time off, but you have to plan to take the time off. Okay, maybe you have
mm,
to plan your marketing stuff for the days
mm,
that you will be taking off. And then during those days, you have to like revisit your main goals that you set for the business. Why did you do this in the first place?
mm, mm,
What was
mm,
the end? What was, the drive? If Because for me, I went through this kind of days
mm, mm,
so many times. Even now, like nowadays, sometimes I would go through these kinds of days, and it's completely normal. You just have to be kind to yourself and like remind yourself that you don't have to do this, but you get
mm.
to do this. Not many people can start their own businesses. They might not have the
Right.
financial capabilities or physical capabilities, but you
Mm,
have the opportunity to do it. So, if you need to take some time off and like maybe not think about your business for a while, it's okay. Like 2 or 3 days, but you gotta plan so that you don't,
mm, mm, mm.
completely like on a hiatus or thing like that.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I
Right.
think that's how you can keep yourself motivated.
Mm,
Also, like sometimes when we see our competitors doing better than ourselves, it's so
mm,
easy to compare ourselves with their successes. But I think when you
mm,
see those kinds of things, you have to remember that they would most probably went through the same kind of struggles that we went through, that we are
mm,
going through right now. So if you need to like, uh, if it helps, maybe you don't have to like look at their accounts for a while. Just like
mm, mm, mm.
it's okay.
Right. All right. The next question will be entering the world of TikTok a little bit. They've asked a few of the audience asked, do you only use TikTok to promote your business? And how do you increase your sales without using TikTok?
Okay, so after the TikTok went viral,
Mm,
I actually didn't post on there for a few months because I was focusing on setting up my Shopee, making readying stocks, making the new
mm,
collection and things like that. Um, but I was able to still sell because I have brought the my customers from TikTok to Instagram. So I think
mm,
you don't want to use TikTok to market your products. You need to make sure that the platforms that you are using have your customers. Like you have to
mm,
bring them there. If not, uh, you have to learn how to where to get them and how to communicate with them. That's the most important
mm,
thing. But then I would recommend you to do research on like the benefits of different social medias. For example,
mm,
like TikTok, why a lot of people are using it right now is that it has different ways for you to market yourself. So it's not just hashtags. Uh,
mm, mm, mm,
you can use trending, like I don't know, trending transitions or like styles
mm,
that
mm,
you're going through, or trending music. So there are three things that you can use. But on
mm,
Instagram, it's only one thing. It's just a hashtag. So you have to look at the different benefits of how you can expose your brand. Yeah.
mm. All
But
right. Mm, a sneak peek on
yeah,
how LushPin actually works with the social
yeah.
media. Right. Okay, another person asked, do entrepreneurs, in your opinion, need big startup capital to have a successful business?
I think it really depends on your company. If you, for example, if you have a company like a service company, you might not need that much of a startup capital. Or if you're
Mm,
like in my position, you can be as thrifty as you can. For example, like
mm,
me,
mm,
I didn't use a lot of startup capital. Most of the money that I got, that I borrowed from my parents, I use it for the stocks of the products, which we didn't buy in a large amount because it was like a first test, and the packaging. That's all that it went for. The rest, I saved money on branding because I did my own branding. I didn't use any big software. I just used
Mm.
the software that I already had. I used my phone, not even a DSLR, and I didn't rent like a
Mm.
proper like fancy studio. I just used my like backyard. but it
Mm.
but if you learn how to use those resources well, you can
Mm.
actually achieve the same or almost as good high quality products that other big companies uses. So
Mm.
for example, for me, like I save money on, like I said, the softwares and stuff. I didn't use AI, or when I make those animated marketing posts, I only use Keynote, which is like PowerPoint. You know, you
Mm.
can make things move. I
Mm.
just use that. So that's
Mm.
already like installed in my computer. So zero money went there. And then making the logo, I get ideas by researching online and then looking, watching other people's videos critiquing, like
Mm.
professional designers critiquing about how to make a logo. That's how
Mm.
I and then how I applied it to my own branding. Oh, I even watched a video on how to model, like how to take photos of
Mm.
yourself with
Mm.
your phone.
Mm.
So like the internet is very vast. You can learn so many things from it. Learning about what kind of social medias is good, like everything
Mm.
is available readily. So you just use that to your full capability to save costs on when you first start your business if you don't have that much investment going on.
Mm. Interesting. Thank you for that tip. I think that's very important for a lot of people to know. This is the next question that a lot of people are asking you actually. What would you say be your next goal for 2021, or what is your future plans for your
My
business?
My biggest plan for LushPin is, I think, designing our own pinrings, because now we use designs that is already available, but then we try to modify them and create new designs, just like
Mm.
how, like I guess, people who make polymer clay accessories would do. But
Mm.
then as we're a bit limited because in Malaysia there is not many um, resources or places that you can manufacture um, like metallic accessories without very high cost. You
Mm.
know,
Mm.
it requires a lot of money, and so hopefully in the future I will be able to get to that place where I can draw my own designs and then
Mm. Mm.
send them to a manufacturer, like have my own workers and stuff. So yeah.
Right. All right. Another person also are interested in your products. They're asking, are you planning to release other accessory from time to time, or are you only planning to focus on selling pin rings?
Oh yes, okay. I actually do have plans in the work to expand my product line. We are
Mm.
thinking about making scarves as well as necklaces and
Mm.
masks, hopefully. But that is
Mm.
still all in the works, and
Mm. Mm. Mm.
so inshallah, maybe in the future. Keep your eyes
Great.
peeled.
Yes, everybody, please go and find out more about their business through that. Someone asked a little bit about your customer base. So maybe um, they're asking which countries do your customers actually come from, and how do you actually reach those customers?
Okay, surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, most of my customers are Malaysian and
Mm.
Singaporeans. Um,
Mm.
but I also have surprisingly a lot of customers from America, UK, and I think
Mm.
uh, not Philippines, not Thailand, somewhere in there. I forgot. But they come from TikTok because there is no way
Mm.
of
Mm. Mm.
because on my Instagram, I was only able to use the Instagram ad to market to people in like uh, around my city, so only Malaysian. But
Mm.
because
Mm. Mm.
TikTok is so
Mm. Mm. Mm.
you can easily trend world,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
your videos can like go worldwide. You know, if you
Right, right. Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
So that's how the I got those customers, and they were even though they don't wear um hijab, but sometimes they would like, oh, can I just buy from you so that I just want to support your business? Like it's so nice. So
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
that's
Mm.
how the surprising part of my customer base, I guess, and they come from.
Mm. 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 I think we have another question that just popped up.
Okay.
What would you say? Would you give any tips in terms of marketing? So they ask for tips for marketing.
Marketing tips, I think you should definitely go see what kinds of marketing style people are trending. So, for example,
Mm,
if you, or maybe you try to mix up your marketing posts. So, if you post the same thing over and over again, such as just pictures, maybe you want to try do
mm,
animated or video
mm,
um,
mm, mm,
ads, marketing post, or you could also think outside the box. You can do like I said, maybe you can collaborate, coming up with a new product or things like
mm,
that.
mm,
But I think the most easiest way is to do sales, whether that is in you give free shipping or you do a limited time sale. That would also help as well.
mm,
But other than that, marketing, you just have to be consistent.
mm,
And if you have any analytics to understand about your customers, use them to your full potential.
mm. Great. Thank you so much for sharing about that. I think your Q&A covered a lot of tips for new business
Okay.
owner. Thank you so much for your insight, Fatini. All
Mhm.
right, everybody, that was Fatini from LushPins sharing about her experience at Tauke Talks, brought to you by RYSE and supported by Citi Foundation. I think for me, what I really took away, or what I could see that motivated you, was that you keep reminding yourself and grounding yourself in the reality that you have the opportunity to do all those kind of things,
Yeah.
and you should like you take time to actually acknowledge and be grateful for your opportunity, which I think that a lot of us could learn from that. And
Yeah.
also, as a business owner, I think what you said that really was so clear and so true is to be as transparent as you can be to your audience, and
Mm-mm.
which I think as not as a business owner but as a buyer myself, I would like to see that in a business. So I hope all of the viewers and all of the listeners are actually inspired and actually feel motivated by what Fatini have shared, and also hopefully it could apply to your lives and you can learn something from today's talk. So if you want to find out more about LushPins, or you want to go and purchase the product, you can always go and find out more about them via Facebook, Instagram, or as Fatini said, on Shopee as well.
Mhm.
All right. So if you have enjoyed this session and you would like to find out more about Tauke Talks, or would you like to join our next Tauke Talk session with the founder of Fat Baby? So Fat Baby is actually an ice cream company. So if you want to find out more about Hui Ming's entrepreneurship journey, please go and sign up via the link, or you can go through our social media as well to get the link. And also, I'll just like to announce and also share a little bit about RYSE programs flagship program for the year of 2021. So if you're interested about entrepreneurship, you don't know where to start, or you just want to gain a bit more skill or learn more about additional skill in your life, you can join our free entrepreneurship course called RYSE Online 2021. It's starting now all the way up till July. So if you're interested, go on and sign up via our bit.ly link. So it's bit.ly/RYSE Online 2021. And if you have any question regarding Tauke Talks, or you want to find out more about RYSE program and what we do, you can always go on and find out more about us via our social media handles. So you can follow us via or find out more about us via Facebook or Instagram, or even we have a YouTube channel as well. So thank you so much, Fatini, for joining us today and sharing about your experience.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for having
much.
me. And thank you for the people who came and joined.
Yes, thank you everybody for coming. I think someone wants to see the previous slide. We can show that while everybody comes. So thank you all for coming, and we hope to see you in the next Tauke Talk session. Bye everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.